Have you ever looked at your bank account just a few days after getting paid and wondered where all the money went? It feels like it just vanished into thin air. You know you worked hard for it. You put in the hours, you dealt with the meetings, you finished the projects. The direct deposit hits your account, and for a glorious moment, you feel a sense of security. But then, life happens. A few groceries here, a tank of gas there, that subscription you forgot about, a dinner out with friends. Before you know it, the balance is a lot lower than you expected, and you start to feel that familiar sense of anxiety creeping back in. It's a cycle that millions of people are trapped in, living paycheck to paycheck no matter how much they earn. This isn't about being bad with money, it's about not having a system. Without a clear plan, your money doesn't have a job, it just floats around, waiting to be spent on the next thing that pops up. So what if I told you there's a simple rule that can fix this problem forever? A rule so straightforward that you don't need complicated spreadsheets, expensive software, or a degree in finance to understand it. Are you ready to stop wondering where your money went and start telling it exactly where to go? The secret to taking control of your finances is a beautifully simple concept known as the 50-30-20 rule. Forget everything you think you know about complicated budgeting. This isn't about tracking every single penny or feeling guilty about buying a cup of coffee. Instead, think of your after-tax income as a pie. Every month, you're going to slice that pie into 3 specific pieces. The biggest slice, 50% of your income, is allocated to your needs. The next slice, 30% of your income, is for your wants. And the final, most important slice, 20% of your income, goes directly towards savings and debt repayment. Let's use a simple example to make this crystal clear. Imagine you bring home $4,000 per month after taxes. You would allocate $2,000 for your needs, $1,200 for your wants, and $800 straight to your savings and debt repayment goals. The beauty of this system is its sheer simplicity. There are only 3 categories to worry about. You no longer have to stress over dozens of little budget lines for every possible expense. Let's dive deeper into the biggest piece of your income pie, the 50% for your needs. This category is for your absolute must-have survival expenses. These are the bills you have to pay every month no matter what. It includes things like your rent or mortgage payment, which is often the largest single expense for most people. It's crucial to be brutally honest with yourself about what truly constitutes a need versus a want. A basic, reliable car is a need if you have no other way to get to work, but a brand new luxury SUV is a want. The key is to ask yourself, could I live without this? If the answer is yes, it's probably a want. If you find that your needs are taking up more than 50% of your income, this is a major red flag that something needs to change. Could you move to a more affordable apartment or neighborhood? Could you get a roommate to split the costs? Is it possible to downsize your car or even switch to public transportation? Making a significant change here can free up a massive amount of your income and make your entire budget work. Now for the fun part, the 30% of your income that you can spend on your wants. This is the slice of the pie that makes life enjoyable and prevents budget burnout. Wants are all the things you spend money on that aren't absolutely essential for survival, but that add happiness and convenience to your life. This category includes dining out at restaurants, ordering takeout, and going to bars with friends. It's the money you spend on your hobbies and a guilt-free fund for enjoyment. By intentionally setting aside a significant portion of your income for enjoyment, you remove the guilt associated with spending money on yourself. You don't have to feel bad about buying that new pair of shoes or going to the movies, as long as it fits within your 30% allowance. It creates a healthy, balanced relationship with money where you can both save for the future and enjoy the present. If you're overspending in this category, start by tracking your spending for 1 month to see where your money is actually going. You might be shocked to discover how much you're spending on subscriptions, lunches out, or impulse buys online. Try canceling streaming services you barely use, packing your lunch for work a few days a week, or inviting friends over for a game night instead of going out to an expensive bar. The goal isn't to eliminate all fun, but to become more intentional and mindful about your discretionary spending. This final 20% slice is arguably the most important one for your long-term financial health. This is the money that you use to pay yourself first. This is the category that builds your wealth, provides a safety net against life's unexpected emergencies, and helps you break free from the chains of high-interest debt. Getting this part right is the key to moving from simply getting by to actually getting ahead. Every dollar you put into this category is a dollar that is working hard for your future self. The first priority for your 20% should be building an emergency fund. This is a stash of cash, typically 3 to 6 months worth of essential living expenses, kept in a high-yield savings account where it's easily accessible. This fund is your buffer against job loss, unexpected medical bills, or major car repairs. Without it, any one of these events could force you into debt. Once your emergency fund is fully stocked, you can shift your focus to aggressively paying down high-interest debt. Eliminating this debt frees up your future income. After your emergency fund is solid and your toxic debt is gone, this 20% becomes your wealth-building engine. This includes contributing to retirement accounts like a 401k, especially if your employer offers a match. That's free money you should never pass up. The power of compound interest means that the sooner you start investing this 20%, the more time your money has to grow exponentially. If you're struggling to save 20% of your income, the best strategy is to automate it. Set up automatic transfers from your checking account to your savings and investment accounts on the day you get paid. If 20% feels impossible right now, start smaller. Begin with 5% or 10% and gradually increase it over time. The key is to build the habit of saving consistently. One of the most powerful aspects of the 50-30-20 rule is its incredible flexibility. It's not a rigid one-size-fits-all mandate, it's a starting framework that you can and should adjust to fit your specific financial situation. For example, if you live in an extremely high cost of living city like New York or San Francisco, you might need to adjust to something like a 60-20-20 split, where you reduce your wants category to compensate for higher housing costs. This rule is effective regardless of how much money you make. Whether your take-home pay is $2,000 a month or $20,000 a month, the principle of allocating your money to needs, wants, and savings remains the same. Your financial goals should also dictate how you adjust the rule. If your number one priority is to get out of debt as fast as humanly possible, you could slash your wants category down to 10% and funnel that extra 20% directly towards your debt. For someone with a very high income, their needs might only consume 20 or 30% of their take-home pay. Instead of letting their lifestyle inflate, they can choose to aggressively increase their savings rate to 40, 50, or even more. Review your budget every few months or whenever your income or life circumstances change. Life is dynamic, and your budget should be too. As you start to implement the 50-30-20 rule, it's vital to remember one thing: control is always better than perfection. You will have months where your spending doesn't perfectly align with your target percentages. An unexpected car repair might push your needs category to 55%, or a friend's wedding might cause your wants to spike. That is completely normal and okay. Think of this rule as a financial compass, not a GPS navigator giving you turn-by-turn directions. It's there to keep you pointed in the right general direction. The power of this system comes from its consistency over years, not its perfection over days or weeks. Striving for progress, not perfection, is what will ultimately lead you to financial success. Now I want you to take a moment and think about your own spending habits. Which of the three categories, needs, wants, or savings, do you think you currently spend the most on? Share in the comments below which category is your biggest challenge. You'll see you're not alone. Ultimately, managing your money doesn't have to be complicated. Simple systems are the ones that work because they are the ones we can stick with. The 50-30-20 rule gives you a clear, simple, and powerful framework to finally take the driver's seat in your financial life. It's about creating a plan that works for you, one that helps you cover your bills, enjoy your life, and build a secure future all at the same time. You have the power to stop the cycle of financial stress. You can achieve clarity and control. If you found this simple rule helpful, imagine what other easy money systems can do for you. Keep learning, keep applying, and you will build the financial future you deserve.